Hi, I've been using the Verizon 5G home internet for about 2 years now, and in this video I'm gonna share with you my thoughts after using it pretty much every day for 2 years. Before I start though, I need to quickly say that I've already done an in-depth review of the Verizon 5G home internet in that video. So definitely check it out if you haven't already, because it has tons of useful information which I'm gonna use as a reference in this video. First of all, as far as the availability and stability of the internet connection, I can say that the situation got even better. I mean, back then when I first got it, every now and then, not too often, probably once a month or so, I would get a red light, meaning that it lost the 5G connection. It was no big deal because it would usually come back online after a few minutes or so, or rarely I just had to reboot the modem. But at least during the last 6 months, I can say I don't even remember it going down once. So it looks like it got much more stable, at least here where I am. Now, as far as the quality of the connection, and by that I mean speed, latency, and so on and so forth, again the situation is now better than before. The download speed of my plan is supposed to be up to 300 megabits per second. If you have watched that video, then you might remember that back then my actual speed was somewhere in the middle, 180, 200, 250. Occasionally it would even go below 100. I even said in the video that so I've been using this for almost a month now, and I think for me the only disadvantage is the fact that unfortunately I cannot expect to have a certain bandwidth available all the time. And as we saw, my download speed would be between 85 and 300 megabits per second. I just wish it was much closer to 300 rather than somewhere in the middle. And it looks like my wish came true, because it is recently almost always in the upper 200s, which is great. So does that mean my wishes will come true if I say them in the videos? 100,000 YouTube subscribers, please. Hello? The upload speed is also now better than before. It was around 15 megabits per second back then, but it is almost always around 20 megabits per second now. When you upload videos on YouTube, even that much improvement is really appreciated. I also see the improvement in the ping and latency, which is now slightly better than before. It is still not as good as a good cable or fiber internet, but still very good, and I never had any issues. So I guess it is safe to say that the overall quality of my Verizon 5G home internet got better. And it could be due to the fact that the 5G network is obviously now better than before. Now, you might already know that I've been only using the Verizon Cube box as a 5G modem and not as a wireless router, even though it is by default a 5G modem and a wireless router combined together. So essentially I had enabled the IP pass-through mode, which would disable the wireless router side of it and stop broadcasting any wireless network. This would allow me to connect my own wireless router to the Verizon 5G Cube, which is what I wanted to do because my own wireless router was way more capable than the Verizon 5G Cube in pretty much every department. Wi-Fi range, Wi-Fi technology, speed, security, and so on and so forth. That hasn't changed, and I'm still to this day keep on doing that. However, somewhere along the way I realized the IP pass-through got disabled out of nowhere. I realized that because one day as I was logging into my wireless router, I noticed my IP address, instead of being a public IP address, had changed to a private IP address. I'm not going to talk about the difference between private and public IP addresses in this video, as I talked about them in other videos, but I'm going to say that that meant only one thing, that my wireless router was now behind a NAT or another router. In other words, the IP pass-through mode was disabled on the Verizon 5G home internet. I did a little bit of investigation and logged into the Verizon Cube to see what was going on, and found out that there was a whole new firmware installed on the Verizon Cube. All the menus and settings were now different than before, and sure enough, after checking the IP pass-through mode, which was now in a whole different place, it was disabled. I just had to enable it and everything went back to normal. So if I want to summarize my experience with the Verizon 5G home internet after using it for 2 years, I can say that the quality of its internet surprisingly was better than what I was expected, even though it is through 5G, which is wireless and not wired. And as I mentioned in this video, it got even better over time. Yes, the software, the firmware got a whole new look and everything, and it caused a temporary issue with my IP pass-through, but it wasn't a big deal and I could easily fix it. Now, if you're shopping for a new internet connection and maybe want to switch to the Verizon 5G home internet, this was pretty much my experience and I hope you liked it. I'm gonna link all the videos that I have made so far about the Verizon 5G home internet in the video description, so check them out if you're interested. Now, that being said, and ironically, as I was making this video, I cancelled my Verizon 5G home internet service for a whole different reason. Quality wise, as I said in this video and other videos, I personally was really happy with it. I did not have that much of issues. I understand that other people might have different experiences in other places, but I personally was happy. But I had to cancel it for a whole different reason. It is sad when you have to cancel a service that you liked. I think talking about it requires a whole new video. But until then, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Share it if you think others might like it too. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you again, and I will see you next time.